Shenanigans in the Montgomery County, Pennsylvania Courthouse presents Linda's story. The court documents that you are about to see are real. The people are real. The story is real. Linda found herself involved in the Montgomery County, Pennsylvania court system as a result of a petition submitted by attorney Robert Slutsky, who represented Montgomery County Aging and Adult Services. In Slutsky's petition, he recommended that Linda be assigned the court-appointed fee-based guardian Kalpana Doshi. Robert Slutsky states in his petition that Linda is 65 years old and allegedly suffers from schizoaffective disorder and alcohol and substance abuse. Slutsky also utilizes Dr. Robert Pearlstein to evaluate Linda. If Linda has a usual doctor, her doctor was not allowed to be used in her evaluation. Dr. Pearlstein is routinely selected by the Montgomery County courts to claim citizens are incapacitated. Attorney Robert Slutsky does not need to prove that Linda does not pay her bills in his petition. He only states that it is believed that Linda's bills are unable to be paid consistently. In Montgomery County, the claims of attorney Robert Slutsky are not verified. Slutsky states that Linda requires the attention of a skilled professional to avoid financial ruin. Keep watching this video to see the real reason that Linda is destroyed financially. Slutsky is also aware that Linda owns her house outright. If the guardian forces the sale of Linda's house, it will be more liquid assets the guardian and attorneys can use to pay themselves for their unwanted services. Robert Slutsky states in his petition to the courts that the guardian he recommends should be able to be reasonably compensated from Linda's assets for her services. Think about what should be a reasonable fee that a person should pay, especially considering attorney Robert Slutsky claimed Linda required a professional guardian to save Linda from financial ruin. Although Robert Slutsky petitioned the courts to allegedly save Linda from financial ruin, Judge Stanley assists Linda toward financial ruin by appointing her an attorney that Linda will be forced to pay. That attorney is Jacqueline Shafer, who Judge Stanley routinely appoints as the attorney for allegedly incapacitated citizens of Montgomery County. After Judge Stanley forced an attorney on Linda, Linda was forced to pay this attorney that she didn't hire, $1,475, by a court order signed by Judge Stanley. Robert Slutsky wrote his original petition while representing Montgomery County Aging and Adult Services. Robert Slutsky was not representing Linda. However, Kalpana Doshi submitted a petition to the court to pay Robert Slutsky $6,438.30 from Linda's estate, even though Linda did not hire Robert Slutsky as her attorney. Recall that item number 9 in attorney Robert Slutsky's original petition stated that Linda needed a guardian to avoid financial ruin. If attorney Robert Slutsky was truly concerned for Linda's financial situation, would he accept payment from Linda when he wasn't representing Linda? Linda was living in a home, free and clear of a mortgage. Once Kalpana Doshi is Linda's guardian, Doshi decides where Linda lives. Therefore, Linda was removed from her home. This is an excerpt from the initial guardian's inventory. Note that the contents of Linda's house are not included. If Linda had inherited a substantial estate, as was stated in Robert Slutsky's petition, do you think Linda had expensive jewelry? Did Linda own a computer? What about a flat-screen TV? Did Linda drive a car? Where are the material items Linda possesses in this inventory submitted to the Montgomery County courts? Although Robert Slutsky referred to Kalpana Doshi as a skilled financial professional, Doshi only lists approximate values that Linda has in her bank accounts. Doshi doesn't even understand the rules of significant digits. When $3,000 and $2,000 are only approximate values, the rules state the sum should have been approximated at $224,000 as the total. How accurate is the inventory if none of Linda's material items are accounted for? How accurate is the inventory when Kalpana Doshi used approximations for the amount of money in Linda's bank accounts? Did she make a false statement that are subject to penalties? Additionally, in a blatant conflict of interest, Kalpana Doshi uses attorney Robert Slutsky to represent her. even though Robert Slutsky is the same attorney who represented Montgomery County's Aging and Adult Services and recommended Doshi as the fee-based guardian in the first place. In Kalpana Doshi's annual report, she states that Linda was forced to pay Doshi to research a facility for Linda to move to, clean out Linda's house, and list and sell Linda's home. How incapacitated is Linda, really? If Linda is able to live independently, does Linda really need a guardian, or is Montgomery County Aging and Adult Services using their position to financially exploit the citizens with the help of a corrupt judge at the courthouse? Additionally, Linda was living in a house that was paid for, free and clear, with no mortgage at the time of the original petition, in December of 2013. By January of 2014, Linda had already been moved into an independent living apartment. Linda presumably did not ask to be deemed incapacitated or ask for Kalpana Doshi to sell her home and move her, but Linda is paying Doshi $7,875 for this service. Recall in attorney Robert Slutsky's original petition, he stated the guardian should be paid reasonably. Is it reasonable for Linda to pay a total stranger almost $8,000 to force Linda to move from her house that was paid for, free and clear, to an apartment? In Robert Slutsky's original petition to the courts, he referred to Kalpana Doshi as a skilled professional, but how professional is it to be late with your annual report? How much did Doshi charge Linda to read this late notice? Doshi claims that Linda's present assets total $166,110.49 in her report submitted spring of 2015. No statements from financial institutions are required in the annual report for verification. What the guardian claims represents Linda's total assets is all that need be included in the court documents. In the for-profit guardian, Kalpana Doshi's initial inventory of Linda's estate, approximations of Linda's assets were made, and no copies of bank statements were included for verification. In Kalpana Doshi's second annual report, the approximation from the initial report turns into the actual initial value of the estate. As previously seen, none of Linda's material items were listed as assets in the report. Kalpana Doshi has paid herself $14,565 in 1 year, according to her financial report for her services provided to Linda. The services included rifling through Linda's belongings, moving her out of her home into an independent living facility, and listing and selling Linda's house. Recall, in Robert Slutsky's original petition to the court, he claimed Linda needed a skilled professional to avoid financial ruin. How does paying Kalpana Doshi $14,565 as an annual fee avoid financial ruin for Linda? Although Kalpana Doshi used approximate values in her financial report and failed to mention any of Linda's material items, Doshi certifies that her information is correct. Did Kalpana Doshi perjure herself in her second annual report concerning Linda? After all, how did an approximation of the value of Linda's estate in Doshi's initial inventory transform to the actual value? What you see here is an excerpt from Kalpana Doshi's Guardian of the Estate report. What is shown here shows Linda's estate spending from Doshi's report in its entirety. This report will be dissected. No verification is required that the amount shown in Doshi's homemade spreadsheet is the true amount from one of Linda's existing accounts. Recall Linda was moved into an independent living facility at the end of January 2014, and Kalpana Doshi put Linda's house up for sale. Do people generally change the locks prior to selling a house? The answer to that question is no. Did Kalpana Doshi have the locks changed on Linda's house to lock Linda out of her own home? Kalpana Doshi allowed a negative balance in one of Linda's accounts. Additionally, she approximates the withdrawal amount. If Linda was fined for the negative balance, the fee would not come out of Doshi's paycheck. Linda would be forced to pay the fee. Does Kalpana Doshi deserve to be called a skilled professional, as attorney Robert Slutsky stated in his original petition? Recall Kalpana Doshi billed Linda's estate $14,565 in 1 year, according to her annual report. Let us see how much money Kalpana Doshi claims she gave to Linda from ATM withdrawals. Linda was allegedly given $1,400 in cash from ATM withdrawals made by Kalpana Doshi, according to the annual report. Essentially, Kalpana Doshi paid herself $14,565 out of Linda's estate and only gave Linda $1,400. Linda was allowed to have $1,400 in the annual report, while Kalpana Doshi paid herself over 10 times this amount in fees. Linda was moved from her home as a result of Kalpana Doshi's allegedly trying to save Linda from financial ruin. Let us estimate how much it would cost for Linda to live in her own home. From the county website, Linda's property taxes were $360 monthly, $120 for home insurance, $160 for the homeowners association, $40 for the electric bill, $120 for phone, cable, and internet, $600 for food, $200 for miscellaneous items, $200 for a house maintenance fund. As an estimate, Linda could have stayed in her home for $1,800 a month. Instead of paying $1,800 per month, Linda is paying $2,700 to live in an independent living facility. The $2,700 presumably does not include all Linda's food, and it certainly does not include Kalpana Doshi's outrageous service fees. Linda's house sold for $217,000. Additionally, approximately $194,000 is attributed to the settlement. There is no accountability required in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania courts, since the disbursement of $22,705.93 from the sale is not revealed in the court documents. Kalpana Doshi's accounting also shows $6,438.30 credited to Linda's account, with a reason given that Robert Slutsky was paid at settlement. If Robert Slutsky was paid at settlement, why did Kalpana Doshi turn around and pay Slutsky $6,438.30 on July 11th? Did the court order double dipping? Judge Stanley of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, signed numerous orders forcing Linda to pay attorney Robert Slutsky, professional guardian Kalpana Doshi, and court-appointed attorney Jacqueline Shafer. Linda has been forced to move from her home, and her estate has been raided for thousands and thousands of dollars. When a person is deemed incapacitated, and they cannot pay the court-appointed attorney fees from their estate, the county pays them. Since taxpayers are now paying Jacqueline Shafer's bill, does this mean that all Linda's money is gone? Do you, as a citizen, feel that you should foot the bill for attorneys involved in an alleged criminal racket in your local courthouse? Recall in Robert Slutsky's initial petition to the court on behalf of Montgomery County Aging and Adult Services, he stated, the alleged incapacitated's financial situation requires the attention of a skilled professional, who can exercise complete control of her finances, and make all necessary decisions in order to avoid financial ruin. Do you think these court-ordered fees to be paid from Linda's estate will not cause financial ruin for Linda? Did attorney Robert Slutsky really mean he didn't want financial ruin for Kalpana Doshi, Jacqueline Shafer, and himself? Is there an organized criminal racket in the local courthouse aimed at fleecing the citizens of their estates through fraudulent guardianships, arranged through Montgomery County Aging and Adult Services, and perpetuated through the corrupt courthouse? Shenanigans in the Montgomery County, Pennsylvania courthouse is dedicated to exposing the alleged criminal racket that exploits the citizens of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. The views in this presentation are the opinion of the narrator, which are protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution.